one of the proud promises of the civilized world has always been law, order, peace, and discipline, have long formed the basis on which countries were classified as first world or third world.
People in the West are a little bit tired from the decades of peace, democracy, wealth, and freedom. It is for themselves a little bit boring.
Administrative justice in Ukraine is a sphere in which the resilience of the rule of law is tested on a daily basis.
The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka found the former executive of this country liable for breach of constitutional duties. Rule of law has been advanced in its full plenitude in Sri Lanka.
Even the highest office be subjected to constitutional scrutiny.
We are judges, we are not political actors, and our duty is to protect the rights and the law under the Constitution.
Across Europe and indeed globally, narratives questioning the legitimacy of courts have intensified. The chilling effect of this type of action against the judges is a red line not to be crossed.
In Hungary, judges are not allowed to express political views.
Why is defiance of the rule of law gaining political appeal across the world?
Rest assured that the judiciary holds the final move.
We can uphold the rule of law only to a limited extent by our judgments and opinions, but we do not have means to enforce them.
Politicians must not interfere with the substance of judicial decision, but the organization and financing of the courts is a democratic issue too.
For one, never ever give up.
We simply need an openness to listen.
Thanks to Global South Network, which allow us to believe in a better world of the rule of law.
It's a wonderful initiative.
The Global South Network opened new horizons for judicial cooperations.
Global South Network provide a platform for meaningful dialogue and cooperation, fostering efforts to build a more equitable and resilient legal landscape.
GSN Network continues to expand areas of activity, further strengthening its impact and reach.
The universal concept of justice compels us to join our efforts, and this is the forum for promoting the same goal.
Well deserved for the hectic activity you have made. I am astonished, I am amazed, I was impressed.
May I at the outset commend you, Dr. Reayat, for the immense work that you're doing in the GSN. The Global South Network is a much admired initiative.
It's commendable. South Network focuses on all disciplines and regions, creating a bridge between academia, civil society, legal community, etc.
Distinguished justices, esteemed colleagues, friends and participants from across the world, as we come to the close of this remarkable North-South judicial dialogue, I would like to begin with a profound sense of gratitude. What we have witnessed today is not merely an academic discussion, nor simply a series of formal interventions. Rather, it has been a genuine conversation across jurisdictions, traditions and continents, an exchange that reminds us that the rule of law is both a legal principle and a shared human aspiration. I would like first like to extend our deepest thanks to our distinguished guest speaker, the Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi, President of the Supreme Administrative Court of Finland. Justice Kuusiniemi's lecture invited us to reflect seriously and courageously on the phenomena of backsliding of the rule of law, a challenge that transcends geography and political systems. His thoughtful insights reminded us that institutions alone cannot safeguard the rule of law. It ultimately depends on the integrity, independence, and courage of those entrusted with judicial responsibility. Just so you know, while you were delivering the lecture and other discussants were sharing their comments, I've been receiving different comments through email appreciating the survey. According to them, it was a survey of developments in different parts of the world regarding backsliding of the rule of law. So really appreciated your lecture and the comments from discussants. We are equally indebted to our distinguished discussants whose reflections enriched this dialogue with perspectives drawn from their own constitutional and judicial contexts. My sincere thanks to the Honourable Justice Dilip Nawaz of the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, the Honourable Justice Dr. Omar Joaquin Barreto Suarez of the Council of State of Colombia, the Honourable Justice Ihor Dashutin, President of the Administrative Cassation Court of the Supreme Court of Ukraine, the Honourable Justice Igor Strupis, President of the Supreme Court of Latvia, the Honourable Justice Ivo Pilving, Chairman of the Administrative Law Chamber of the Supreme Court of Estonia, the Honourable Justice Professor Dr. Andras Vargas, President of the Curia Supreme Court of Hungary, the Honourable Justice Francis de la Porte, President of the Administrative Court of Luxembourg, the Right Honourable Richard Wagner, Chief Justice of Canada, the Honourable Justice Martha Koum, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Honourable Justice Dimitri Karbarov Ayuda, Vice President of the Supreme Court of Spain, and the Right Honourable Datuk Seri Utama Wan Ahmad Farid bin Wan Saleh, Chief Justice of Malaysia, and also all those who wanted to participate and they were very much keen to contribute to this discussion, but due to one reason or another reason, they were not able to participate. Your contributions have demonstrated something powerful, that despite differences in legal systems and constitutional cultures, there exists a common judicial conscience, a recognition that the rule of law, once weakened anywhere, is diminished everywhere. The theme of backsliding invites not only analysis but also introspection, and it asks difficult questions of all of us, judges, scholars, practitioners, and citizens alike. Are our institutions resilient enough? Are we sufficiently vigilant? And perhaps most importantly, how do we ensure the rule of law is not merely proclaimed in constitutions but lived in practice? And how do we see the difference between the rule by law and the rule of law? Today's dialogue reminds us that safeguarding the rule of law is not a solitary task undertaken within national borders. It is a collective endeavor. Judicial independence, accountability, and integrity are strengthened when courts speak to one another, learn from one another, and stand in quiet solidarity with one another, especially in the context of political and social conflicts. This is precisely the spirit in which the Global South Network was created, to build bridges of dialogue across jurisdictions, to encourage mutual learning between the Global South and the Global North, and to create spaces where judges and scholars can reflect openly on the pressing legal challenges of our time. I am deeply grateful to all our distinguished speakers and participants who have joined us today from different time zones and legal traditions. Your engagement demonstrates that the defense of the rule of law is not confined to courtrooms. It lives in conversations such as this. As we conclude, I would leave you with a final reflection. The rule of law is not merely about the behavior of judges. Judges do not have power of guns, firearm, nor they have power of the purse. In the end, it is the public support which is the main source of the courts, and especially their enforcement of those decisions that could be very challenging for the other branches of the government. They are not necessarily expected to express this support in form of protests or strong statements, but this support can also be expressed in form of active participation in these kind of dialogues which we had today. May today's dialogue strengthen that shared commitment. Thank you once again to our distinguished guest speaker, our eminent discussants, and to everyone who has joined us for this important conversation. We look forward to continuing this dialogue in future events of the Global South Network Judges Guest Lecture Series. Thank you, and I wish you all a very good evening, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you may be joining us from. Thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the support. Bye-bye.
Thank you.